Redshift Radio.
Well, there we are. That's The Times They Are Changing by Bob Dylan. For my money, one of the earlier influences in my listening, I must say. And I've got in the studio a real singer-songwriter, not just on the records, but in a human flesh, as it were. So a very good morning to you, Tim Lee.
Good morning, Paul. You all right?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks, sir. And how about yourself? How's your weekend going?
Yeah, good. Cheers. Yeah, good.
Were you up and about last night?
I was. I was at the Crew Lyceum last night, watching a murder mystery whodunit.
And how was that?
It was good fun, yeah, a bit different.
Yeah, well, I think the Crew Lyceum it's a nice space, isn't it?
It's brilliant.
Have you ever listened to bands play there or ever performed there yourself?
No, I've seen a lot of shows there, but I don't think I've ever seen any bands on. I know they do things like tribute. I think they've got a Roy Orbison one coming up and things like that.
Yeah, I saw the South there last year, which was
Paul Heaton, is it?
Yes, only it wasn't him. It was he must be the beautiful bit because he was one of the ones who wasn't appearing.
Yeah.
It was like the band split, but it was a very nice space, I must say, to listen to music. And well, thanks very much for coming in, Tim. And this is the last of your mini tours with your new album, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I've been here with on Tessa's show and on This Is the Cat and Moreland's Radio, and I think that's about it.
It's good. You've been doing the rounds.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, look, I've listened to a couple of tracks already, and I really like it, I must say. We played The Source last week, which I think we might be doing live a little bit later on.
Yeah, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, that's absolutely terrific. But tell me, how long did it take you to put the album together, and what sort of reaction have you had to the latest album?
It took me quite a while because obviously I'm working full time, so I can't devote as much time to it as I'd like. But I think I started recording it in about April last year and finished it in about November. But I did it in a bit of a jigsaw fashion. So I started with the drums, started recording my friend on drums, and then kind of kept on adding and adding until I had the full picture. So it took a while.
Excellent stuff. And when did you start to do your singer-songwriting? Can you think back to your earliest song that you penned yourself?
There's a few sort of tunes that I probably did when I was about 12 or 13 that will never see the light of day, but I'm kind of learning how to do it. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't overly confident as a kid and a teenager, but I had a go in sort of bands, in garage bands and things like that, and got up confidence in that. And I've always had a go at doing solo things, sort of across the years since the, I suppose, early 90s. But it's only recently, in the last few years, that I've really kind of taken it seriously, I guess. Well, not taken it seriously, but done it solo.
So when you were 12 or 13...
No safety net sort of thing.
Yeah, so when you were 12 or 13, you were playing the guitar. That was your first instrument, was it?
A bit of guitar and a bit of piano. I'm self-taught, so it was very much just like strumming my dad's guitar with, no chords, and then,
Wow.
Just experimenting, really, sure. And, yeah.
Excellent. Well, your guitar playing reminded me a little bit of this next artist that we're going to play. Now, I don't know how much of an influence James Taylor has been on your music.
A big influence, actually, yeah. Sort of around that time, sort of late 80s, early 90s. I think the thing he had a big influence on me was that he has such an understated voice, and I think at the time, if I'd have just been into singers who were, had amazing ranges, I would have been put off. But I think James Taylor's got that sort of voice that you can sing along with and not feel too silly. And he's got that great sort of mid-range timbre, is that the word? That you can sing along with, and just makes it nice and easy, and you can imagine yourself doing it.